The last thing Cole expected at dusk was the sheriff's truck pulling up his gravel road. The second to last thing was Emily Carter stepping out alone. And the very last thing, the thing he could still barely process, was her request. Emily wasn't just the sheriff's wife. She was the woman he once almost loved before life got in the way. Before she married Jake Carter. Before she disappeared into a world that never seemed to suit her gentle heart. Now she stood on his land, wringing her hands, face pale beneath the fading sunlight. "Please," she whispered. "I didn't know where else to go." Cole's heart thudded painfully. "Emily," he said, trying to steady his voice. "You're married. You can't mean what you just said." Tears gathered in her eyes, but she didn't step back, didn't look away. "I know how it sounds," she said. "But Jake can't. He's tried to accept it, but he won't talk about adoption or donors. He just shuts down. And I can't keep pretending I'm not breaking inside. You're the only person I trust. The only one I've ever known would understand." A silence fell so heavy it felt like the sky itself held its breath. Cole swallowed hard. Years ago, he'd stepped aside for Jake, believing Emily deserved the stability and protection a sheriff could give her. He had spent years burying the ache, and suddenly she wanted something from him Jake never could give her, a child. "Emily, this could destroy you," Cole said softly. "Destroy your marriage." "It's already falling apart," she whispered. "I just need someone who won't leave me alone in this pain." Her voice cracked. "And that someone is you." Cole felt the weight of her trust, her desperation. A part of him, the part that had never stopped loving her in quiet shadows, wanted to say yes immediately, but the decent man inside him wrestled with the consequences. They talked for hours at the kitchen table. Emily told him how she'd endured Jake's spiraling temper, the silent nights, the broken hopes. How every doctor visit ended with Jake shutting the door between them a little more. Cole didn't judge. He just listened, really listened, like no one else had in her life for years, and somewhere in that long conversation, the unspoken truth settled between them. This wasn't about forbidden love, this wasn't a secret desire, this was a woman clinging to hope, and the man she trusted not to break her. But Cole still couldn't speak the answer she begged for, not yet. Not without understanding what his heart and hers were truly stepping into. So he said only this: "Stay here tonight. Rest. Tomorrow, we'll talk with clearer minds." She nodded, exhausted, and for the first time in months, slept without fear. Cole didn't sleep at all, because for the first time in years, Emily was under his roof, and the biggest decision of his life waited for him at sunrise. Chapter 2. Dawn crept gently over the ranch when Cole stepped outside and saw Emily sitting on the porch swing, her blanket wrapped tightly around her small frame. She looked tired, but calmer. The previous night's storm had eased, yet something fragile still hung between them. "I'm sorry for dropping all that on you," she said softly as he joined her. "If you say no, I'll accept it. I just needed someone to hear me." Cole sat beside her, hands clasped. "Emily, I didn't sleep much." She smiled weakly. "Neither did I." He hesitated. "What you asked, it isn't simple. A child isn't something you just give and walk away from." Her eyes filled again, but she nodded. "I know. And I never expected you to. I just thought, if I'm going to bring a life into this world, I want them connected to someone kind. Someone steady. Someone who cares." Cole felt the words land deep. "Emily," he said, "you deserve happiness, yes. But not through secrets." Her breath caught. "Jake would never agree." "Then we go together," Cole said firmly. "We talk to him. We try honesty first. And if he can't give you the family you want, then you decide your future, not out of fear, but strength." Emily trembled. "You'd stand beside me," she whispered. "I always have," Cole said. "You just never knew." A sob escaped her, and she leaned into his shoulder, not as a lover, but as someone finally allowed to fall apart, and Cole held her. Later that day, the two drove into town. Emily's hands shook as she knocked on her own front door. Jake opened it, shocked to see Cole at her side. "This needs to be talked through," Cole said before Jake could speak. "For her sake. For all our sakes." The conversation was hard, painful. Jake resisted. Accused. Denied. Then crumpled under the weight of his own unspoken shame. "I wanted to give you children," Jake whispered to Emily. "But every time you brought it up, I felt like a failure. And every time you shut me out," she said through tears, "I felt abandoned." Hours passed, and no miracle solution came. But honesty cracked open the space for something new, understanding. Jake couldn't promise he'd change. Emily couldn't promise she'd stay, but she finally knew she had a voice. That night, Emily returned to Cole's ranch, not as a desperate woman but as someone reclaiming her life. "I don't know what comes next," she said. "But I want the future to be built on truth, not pain." Cole nodded quietly. "Whatever you choose. I'll support you." And for the first time since her plea, she smiled with hope.